Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly historian today. Because today, we were going to be playing our ongoing Legacy of the Crystal Shard campaign, but unfortunately one of our players was sick at the very last second, and I did not have time to prep something else. So we're going to be playing, returning to Richard Iorio's very cool American Gothic Horror RPG, Flames of Freedom. And with me today is one returning revolutionary and one new to the revolution. So first up, we've got Darren, which tells us who you are and who you're playing today.
Yes, Darren. I'm playing Maurice Fortier. What is he? He's obviously a rebel, and he's down as a tracker as profession, but is that a sort of ranger of sorts in this game?
Yeah, he's a coureur de bois. He is Métis. Yeah. So he's descended from the fur trappers who originally went to what will become Canada and became involved in the fur trade up there. He's a descendant of them and the First Nations folks from up there. But he finds himself down in the colony of Massachusetts right now, involved in a little bit of smuggling. And joining new to the revolution, not only to the revolution, but also to the game, is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John, and I'm playing Abner Templeton. He is a preceptor, so I'm guessing some kind of scholar. He is a British mage.
Nice. So, to give just a context, this I mentioned it's an American Gothic Horror RPG. This is a well, you have different ways you can run this, but I mean, by virtue of there being secret societies and magic and monsters and stuff like that, it already is an alternate history setting. But the setting or the game is interesting because it gives you different ways of approaching it, John. Like you can play it as history plays out as expected, and this is just in the secret, corners of history where our stories take place. Or it can be played like a full-on alt history thing where you just, caution is thrown to the wind and the entire arc of history in North America could be changed over the course of this. The game has definitely one of the core tensions in the background is the actual revolution. It starts in this adventure takes place in January 1776, which is the year after the battle at Lexington and Concord. It's in this cold and rough winter. The British have been holed up in Boston, having been soundly sent routing after trying to chase down a militia army. And at present, General George Washington has officially got his Continental Army now, and they are wintering somewhere and preparing to attack Boston in the spring. Boston is under siege, and you can think of it like a Cold War era place. There are spies on both sides, kind of lurking in every shadow. And there's actually a pretty good little blurb introducing what's going on. Where are we here? Here we go. Without going too much into it, but your character, where are we here? Is originally from Britain, but you are your sympathies lie with the rebellion, with the rebels.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Your story starts in Boston. It supplies. So this is just the background for the adventure out of the core rulebook, but I think it gives you a good sense of how things are in Boston right now. Supplies are low, conditions are bad, and tensions are high. The summer smallpox outbreak has given way to winter. Boston is bracing for more problems, and the British are deeply entrenched. Although most rebels have fled, the Redcoats are not above handing out brutal summary justice to anyone they suspect of having rebel leanings, or to anyone who crosses them. Although you're surrounded by the terrified townsfolk and brutal Redcoats, your sympathies lie with the rebels, and you've gathered, who have gathered from all over the 13 colonies in response to the actions at Lexington and Concord. You have quickly learned to keep these views to yourself and to present a smiling face to the Redcoats and the Loyalist spies. But, you guys, let's read the block text from our adventure. And for those listening at home, if you intend on playing the quick start for Flames of Freedom, which is free on Drive-Thru RPG, I think it's free. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's free. This is the block text from it. It is January 1776. You are a group of investigators working in league with the Revolution. Just a week ago, you received a letter from Henry Jones, your mysterious rebel benefactor. One of his spies, Miriam, was last seen heading towards Boston carrying an important object of power that the leaders in the besieged city needed. You may find out what happened to her. You must find out what happened to her. You've been dispatched to Trenton, New Jersey, in the middle of winter. Finding Miriam in Trenton should be easy. The village is small, and Miriam... now it's Miriam. It changes throughout the thing. So it is Miriam. It's a spy thing. They're using a cipher. It's not a typo. Miriam is a tall, red-haired woman of English and indigenous descent. During your travel to Trenton, you met a kindly old Quaker named Livingston Hobb, who walked the road with you and shared some friendly stories. Arriving at dusk, an inviting warm light comes from the Fish and Fin Tavern, welcoming you to Trenton. This seems like as good a place as any to start your investigation for the rebel spy. So, as you guys are arriving at the Fish and Fin Tavern, let me put some names in chat so you know here. Fish and Fin. Oops. And Miriam, aka Miriam. So, first thing we do at the start of each Flames of Freedom game. Now, normally, if this was an ongoing campaign, what we would do is we would do a recap, say what happened last time, and the game expressly gives you XP for that. If you take part in the recap, you get a certain amount of XP towards the session. We also need to determine how many coins are in the fortune pool and the misfortune pool. So if you guys could each go to your character sheets, at the top there is one section about midway down on the right. There's something called chaos dice. If you guys could roll 2 of those each. You don't want to roll 6s. We don't want chaos to... there you go. Good. So what that means is you'll be starting with 4 fortune points, and I get a measly 1 coin in the misfortune. You guys are very, very cruel. What you can, and we talked before we went live, what you can do with these tokens. Let's get some dice rolling here to get a sense of what you see. Why don't you each give us, as you approach, I don't have my... Hold on. My little handout here. Yes. Okay. And would that we had more warning, I would have loaded the map, but look at this, guys. There's a cool big map of the 13 colonies that comes with it as well. Nice. It's a hex grid, too. Could do a little hex crawling in colonial, North America. Let's make this a routine difficulty, so it'll prompt you. It'll be a scrutinized test. The way you make checks is under the first tab, the main tab. If you scroll underneath your attributes, or underneath the initial top where your talents are, you'll find all your skills listed. If you click on that, you're going to go with routine plus 10. Nice. Okay. So neither of you came up with doubles. Doubles count as critical, regardless of whether it's a success or fail. And so, as you're approaching this thing, guys, it's been cold. I don't have any earthly idea. Let's see how many miles it is from Boston to Trenton. Boston to Trenton. It is... wait. That's Trenton, Ontario. Why? We don't want that. Trenton, New Jersey. 218 miles, guys. So 281 miles. So if you're traveling by horse, that's like 10-day journey. Or by carriage. So it's been a while to get down here. That's much further than I thought. So what are you guys thinking? As you've had no doubt time to speak as you guys are making your way down here. Abner, you were definitely going to be the more cerebral of the two, and I don't know, what is your fellowship score?
Ship. It is 45.
Okay, so that's not bad. Maurice, I think yours is lower, is it?
Yeah, 39.
39. Okay, so Abner, you maybe want to be the one who's doing the talking. Maurice is more of a woodsman, as it were. But as you approach the fish and fin, what are you guys thinking of doing?
Complaining loudly of the saddle sores.
I don't think you guys even have horses.
Oh,
You may have traveled in a wagon for a bit, but you're on foot at this point.
that's better.
Yeah.
This could have been back and forth to the tip and bottom of the home country if we were still there.
So,
This place is too big.
what are you guys doing?
This Miriam,
Yep.
is she? Did I don't know if you said, was she a rebel herself?
She's a rebel spy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
She's apparently transporting something of importance. One of the things, John, there are secret societies that are at play in the setting as well too. There's Freemasons on both sides of the conflict. There is the Royal Society. There's the Invisible College. There's the Rosicrucians. There's the Knights Templar. So there's lots of other things. There's also indigenous secret societies that you guys are, as colonists, are not aware of.
So I'm a bit worried about just asking by name.
She should stand out quite well. She's supposed to be quite tall and quite red-headed.
Okay, so if we do see her, then okay. Well, that seems to be a logical place. The local drinking establishment.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. I'm sure Abner's also happy to be out of the cold. So,
Yeah, that gets into the bones.
as you open the door and head into the fish and fin, what you can see is that the room is stuffed with people sitting at tables eating warm food. Candles and a roaring fire illuminate the room. There is a smell of beer, body odor, stewed meat, and tobacco smoke permeating the room. You can hear people whispering, spoons scraping against the bottom of bowls, and your feet creaking against the wooden floor. And Abner, you actually have an ability called Second Sight. What you can do is take a look at using your Second Sight and see if there is anything unnatural here, if you choose.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Just
Okay.
to size up the room and
So if
See
you
what's
click on
going
the little speech bubble next to your thing, I believe it's scrutinize.
yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, so why don't you give us just a standard scrutinize test, please?
Gonna squint an eyes, look around, and see if there's anything unusual.
Okay. So there's one other thing we'll quickly talk about is degrees of success. So the way that degrees of success work in this is you take the tens digit of the target number, you subtract the tens digit of what you rolled, and that tells you what your degree of success is, and then you add what's called the bonus from your stat. If you look underneath each of your stats, there's like Fellowship has an FB, this was a pink Perception, so there'll be a PB underneath there. You would add that, your degree of success to the bonus, and that tells you what your overall, in a contested roll, that tells you how successful you are. What's your PB?
4.
4. So that would be a 9, which is pretty freaking good. So what you can look, and what do you think it looks like as you, as you open your mystical senses here?
He's always imagined it as kind of like a third eye opening up on his forehead, even though it's not real. So he closes his two eyes, and there's just the mental image of him looking around, and he gets this like foggy vision.
Sure. So what you can tell is there's a faint hint of something from outside. The frost and fog seem strange to you. So it's less so in here, but outside there may be something afoot.
Lean over and tell Maurice that it is better we're in here because something unusual is occurring outside.
So if you close the door, this does seem to be the main tavern in Trenton. Why don't you guys give us a... Let's see here. You can each give us a routine scrutinize test once again. All right, look at that. So that's a 4 and a 5. All right, so Abner, you got the better one. I mean, you both can pick this up. You can notice that the traffic's in here. More of the traffic seems to be heading south, away from the rebellion. Those who are heading north seem to be more rough and tumble kind of folk. You also can see in here a familiar face, that of Livingston Hobb, another Quaker. So he's eating and looks up and nods towards you. What do you guys wish to do? The publican is standing behind the bar. So things you can do mechanically, you have like a rumor skill. You could sit down, ask around, see if anyone has heard anything. Anything
like
else?
A good idea. I'll do that while making it seem like I'm trying to warm myself up from the cold outside.
Okay.
Let's get some general news of the area.
Sure. So why don't you give us a... Oh, you can also, if you don't want to speak to them, you can eavesdrop.
Yeah, I'll do a bit of the eavesdropping while Abner's trying to sort of...
Sure. So eavesdrop is at routine, and rumor is going to be at -10. With people coming and going from the revolution or the rebellion, seems as if people are not quite as open to talk to strangers. But go ahead and give us a roll.
So would they both be eavesdropping?
No. If what you're doing is just eavesdropping as opposed to trying to talk to people, eavesdrop would be at +10 routine. A rumor or charm would be at -10.
And which would I roll? Oh, there it is. Okay, fellowship.
Yeah, it's one of the. So whichever one you can do either.
I'll just do rumor.
Okay, so -10.
So challenging.
Yeah.
Got it.
Nice. Okay. So here's what you hear. Maurice, as you're pulling your best Strider impression and kind of keeping to the shadows, warming. You can overhear that people are talking about there's a strange woman who has been pulling herbs in the area during the early morning hours. No one knows who she is, but she's been a fixture for the past few years. Did you see her again? Oh, she's been up there for years. It's sort of what you overhear as you're listening in. And Abner, how do you, how do you sort of break out the conversation, or ask about this with the locals, or at least the inhabitants of the Fish and Finn?
Probably just start about talking about the weather and how it seems unnatural in this particular time, and what kind of effect it's having on the area.
Yep.
Just talk about the weather and then smooth in from there.
Okay, so yeah, bad. Well, that's what I'm more interested in, is once you get the smoothing over, what do you specifically ask about?
Just the kind of people that's coming through, and say how I met some strange people on the road heading north and east and west. Just trying to, I don't know, compare rumors of people.
Okay.
Swap stories. People like stories.
Yeah. So what is it you're trying to get out of this? Let me ask you that.
Basically, I'm trying to locate Miriam.
Okay.
To see if anybody's seen, immigrants that have been passing through or things like that.
Okay. Well, she was a spy, so she wouldn't have been just passing through here. Or I guess she was. She was supposed to be coming up here. That might be too vague. You may need to be a little more pointed in it. And you can feel confident in your success. Like, we already know you succeeded in this.
Okay.
So, really, it's just an opportunity for you to role play through the stuff to your success. That's all.
Okay. Just trying to get in Abner's headspace here.
Sure. May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
What if you were just looking for a friend? She would, again, in that time, a tall, red-haired woman would most certainly stand out.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. He'll say, he's new to the area, and looking for an old acquaintance of his, and wondering if anybody has seen her.
Okay. I think you're talking to William Stacy. This is a middle-aged colonial man who runs, he's the publican of the Fish and Fin. And he, as maybe you're getting the drinks while Maurice is hiding, or lurking by the fire and in the shadows, listening in. And he says, who's it? What's she look like?
Bit on the tall side, robust in health, and a bit of a darker hair, red. Like a good brandy.
I remember there was a tall, red-haired woman here about 2 weeks ago. It's right around the time that little girl, Margie Steen, went missing.
Missing?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, it's, don't know what happened, but, little Margie's gone, and we ain't seen her back yet.
That's disheartening. It's, tough to lose somebody in these days.
Indeed. It is a reason for the poll in here, in part. Where you coming from, friend?
I believe it's west from here, right?
Northeast.
Northeast, okay.
Yeah.
A bit from the northeast, trying to get away from the cold and the fog, but it seems to have followed us.
You'll have to keep going a lot further south than that. Many headed in that direction, indeed.
Yeah, many are eager to get away from the troubles.
Well, here's your drinks. You intending on having a stay here tonight too, or? And before you really get a chance to answer, the door to the Fish and Fin bursts open, and a man with panic on his face stumbles in, the cold January air behind him. His clothes are disheveled. He smells of wilderness and of rum, and he looks desperate. He begins yelling that he's been attacked and that his sons, Charlie and Jack, are missing. And this immediately gets everyone kind of, muttering and mumbling within. What, if anything, do you guys do?
Glance over at Maurice and then at this man and move over towards him.
Okay.
And offer him one of the drinks I just got.
Sure, yeah, he takes it and his eyes are wild. You guys could give us, let's see here. I think it's a scrutinize. Let me double check the description. Scrutinize, I think, is the, insight skill in this. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, scrutinize. You could give us a routine scrutinize check. Okay. So Abner, Maurice, perhaps it's because you're always suspicious. You could spend a coin and re-roll that if you like.
No, I'll see how it plays out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're suspicious of this, fellow. Abner, you feel like you've got a good read on this guy, and his reaction seems genuinely like a father whose children are missing. He happily takes the drink from you. Thank you. And then you see there are a couple of locals, or who seem to be locals because they all seem to sort of know each other, who get him down. You quickly find that this man's name is Calvin Stowe. And I'll put that in chat for you. So the NPC who has a name in a adventure and doesn't have grayed out, dwarf. Calvin Stowe explains his story. 3 days ago, he set out with his sons Charlie and Jack towards Boston. Their wheel wagon broke a few miles outside of town, and he sent Charlie to get help help with fixing the wheel. He sent Charlie to get help while fixing the wheel. Dusk came, and Charlie never came back. Calvin supposed that they would find him on the way to Trenton. That was when the squall of snow came, as well as the sound of wolves. They pushed forward quickly, and in his panic, he lost sight of his other son, Jack. Lost in the wilderness, Calvin just now found his way here to Trenton. So he is quite panicked. He has lost track of his first his one son, then his second, and he's pleading with anyone in the tavern to help join a search party to try and help find his sons.
You said you were attacked. Was it by wolves?
We did not see the wolves. I did not say he... Oh, yeah, he did say he was attacked. Wolves, he says wolves. And he says he did not see the attackers. But his sons were missing. They were there one moment, then gone. Or at least his, Jack, the younger one. Jack was there and then gone the next.
How long ago since you last saw him?
I just left him. I've been wandering the woods for hours now. Since this squall came up.
Well, take a moment and get warm. 3 sets of eyes are better than 1.
You can see that William Stacy, the publican, he's getting his coat on, as well as 6 others, and they're getting, like, lanterns are being set up. They seem to all be going out to form a search party to find the wolves. Away from Calvin, I think perhaps, Maurice, because you rolled more poorly, maybe you're hanging back and you can hear some of the men talking back and forth, and they're saying, like, oh, you think we're going to find him? And they says, let's just find them wolves and put them down. Those kids, let's hope we don't find what's left of them. So, as this is all kind of going on, you notice that it seems as if it's all adult men who are getting up and getting ready to go out for this as part of the search party. You guys spare a look at one another. What are you thinking?
Well, I'll walk over to Maurice and kind of whispers, if we're looking for Miriam, it may be better for us to ingratiate ourselves into the community by assisting.
Well, yeah, certainly wouldn't do any harm. If we get anywhere near to where they were taken, I'll find them, I assure you.
Well, I do urge caution. There is something off about the weather outside, in the more mystical sense.
Well, safety in numbers, hopefully, with a group of us would be okay.
Oh, I felt much better to have a wilderness survivalist with me.
Yeah,
clap
definitely don't stray from my sight.
I
will not.
Abner's complaints about the winters here too. I mean, your childhood would have been on the the Canadian prairies and the areas around Hudson Bay. So this is very, very tame in comparison.
Yeah. Abner will pull out a long scarf that he's been using for traveling, wrap it around and lift it up to his mouth and hunker in to go outside.
Okay. So then what you find very quickly outside is that the search party sort of divide up, and they're going to be heading off into covering. They're being more familiar with the local woods and whatnot. They're heading off into their. Calvin has and it's sort of agreed that you guys, as the locals, you'll accompany him back to the wagon and then sort of go from there. Is that acceptable to you guys?
Yep.
Okay. So it is I need to switch to something. I got this happy music playing. Let's see here, which one is creepy? I know John's so adverse. No, it's fight music. There's something creepy and... There we go. All right. Make sure it's not so loud it's going to overpower you guys. There we go. So you head off into the snow. It takes you about 2 hours of trudging through the snow to finally reach the cart. It's unpleasant, but I suppose you've been making your way through this weather for quite some time anyway, and at the very least you've got a drink in you, Maurice. At this point, you can feel free to ready any I think you've got your musketoon with you.
Abner's mood is starting to lower because the longer it's taking them, he's calculating the odds of finding these two boys alive.
Yeah.
And he's not liking them.
So Calvin is able to lead you through the snow. The night tonight is dark, but the full moon is starting to peek out from the clouds, bathing everything in a sickly pale glow. The crisp winter air hangs in the air. And as soon as you get out from the town itself, the buzz of activity in the town seems to drop away, and you are all crunching along through this snow in near silence. The dry and cold air bites at you once again, except for Abner, who's got his scarf over his mouth. When you first reach this cart, it's as Calvin has described. There is a wheel that is broken. And it's strange, but there's no snow here. As you approach, there's absolutely no snow here.
How big an area are we talking around the cart?
It's probably about maybe like from 200 yards out from it is where the snow the accumulated snow starts or stops, and you make your way over, and this patch of road here, there does not appear to be any snow.
It seems to be centralized on this cart.
There's no snow around the cart whatsoever. Yeah, basically. Yeah. And from what he had said before, that they were beset by this squall here. So that doesn't seem to match.
Abner wants to kind of like take a little second sight at the cart and the area around to see if something else is going on.
Go ahead and give us a scrutinize check once again.
Okay. Find it. There it is. Standard difficulty?
This will be a standard difficulty, yeah, please. Nice. So as you get close to it, the less comfortable you are with the region. And then there is also, let's see here. There are, obviously, with the roads the way they are, with mud and whatnot, there's a bunch of different footprints that are left around here. But there is a odd footprint among them that shimmers with magic. As if something unnatural. It is only a single footprint, Abner, amongst the scroll. Maurice may be more equipped to tell you what the other tracks are.
Yeah, he's looking at it with his eyes closed and then getting a sense, and then opening his eyes, and he can't make heads or tails of the other imprints. So he signals Maurice over and says, "What do you make of this one? This track is special."
Okay. Calvin is hanging back as you're doing so. You also can tell, having walked near him, that there is definitely the smell of rum on him quite strong. Okay, let's see here. And
yeah, I'll take a look at this different footprint if I can.
Sure.
Do approve of the mood music. Very good.
Excellent. Okay. Okay, yeah, why don't you give us a standard survival check, please, Maurice? Let's see if Darren's Lux holds for... Oh,
close.
You want to spin a coin?
Let's do that.
Yeah, I want to know what it is.
Okay.
Let's try that again. Nah, it's even worse.
Okay. So you're looking around, and it's tough to tell what who actually made them. And in fairness, I mean, there's a lot of stomping around and walking over in this thing.
But is it more animal or boot, sort of? Is it easy enough to tell that, or?
Sorry, I'm conflating two things here. So, at here, what you can tell, and actually this would have been a routine one, so I'm going to give you because you would have succeeded on that. Oh, okay. And for those listening at home, again, like we really had very little prep time for this, so I do apologize, and I'm having to read the adventure as we go here to refresh my memory. But what it is, yeah, it's actually a routine survival test. What you can tell is that the tracks are from Charlie. These are from his older son. They go down the road for about, and they seem to leave here, heading back in the direction you guys came. You could easily follow these.
Charlie was the one that disappeared first.
Charlie's the one who went off to get help while the thing was being repaired.
Yeah. And that's the one with the magic footprint, then?
Yes.
Do you think there's more chance of finding this Charlie alive? Should we put our efforts into that? If he's special in some way, like you say.
Abner is get a little torn. He tries to find a few other the footprints to see if they still have lingering magic on them.
Okay.
Or he's wondering if whether whatever's causing it left with the boy or is still here.
Here, let's do this. This is an opportunity to show off another mechanic here. So, okay, nice. John, I take it you are not trained in survival, right?
Let's see, survival. Where is that under? There it is.
That's under perception.
I am.
You haven't
says
got
apprentice plus 10, so I think.
Yeah,
I am.
You got. Oh, okay. Hold on here. Let's see. Abner.
And a survival?
Perception. Oh, terrific. Okay, great. What I was going to say is that if you are not trained, anything that's got, so it isn't marked properly on the sheet for some reason, but there are skills that, there's a difference made between common skills, which anybody can use, and special skills. Special skills, if you don't have training in them, you can still attempt it, but you do what's called flip to fail. So you take, you flip the dice around, so you take the worst result of the two, and there's flip to succeed, where you flip it to the best result. So like, for instance, on Maurice's last survival roll, if it was flipped to succeed, we would actually change that 82 to a 28, and it would have been a success. Similar to the other one. So why don't you give us but you're trained in survival, so you don't need to worry about flipping it. Why don't you give us a survival check? Let's see if you can pick up anything extra.
Standard?
Standard, no, this is a routine plus 10.
Routine, okay. Routine, there.
Nice, okay. So you can tell, yeah, like these are pretty easy to follow. It seems as if he was walking at the side of the road, and which is helpful for you because there's big ruts for carts that have been going up and down the road, and other people have been trotting along it. So this actually might be a fairly helpful one to notice. It requires a little bit of backtracking, but it does seem to be the clearest indication, and it's not clear what the what the that second individual track might be.
Yeah, it's Abner's interested in following these ones because of the magic signature that was on them, to see what happened to the boy. So he'll turn to the father and say, "I believe we found Charlie's footprints. Would you prefer us to look after him, or should we search for the other?"
He looks at you, and why don't you each give us a scrutinize check, please? This will be at plus 20, easy, plus 20. huge for Abner. Nice, and success on both of them. So you both can tell there's like, you know, there is a like rum infused glossiness to his eyes as he's sort of looking at you, and Abner, you can see poking out from his jacket, there's like the top end of a bottle of rum. And he's like, whatever you think will be best. Whenever I get my boys back. And there's definitely a heavy slurring to his voice that you can pick up, or his words, Abner, that you can pick up.
We want to bring him with us, Maurice.
It's just us. It's just us three, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other group went the other way, so we can't leave him out here, unfortunately. Even though he may hinder us somewhat.
Okay. Well, we'll tell him. We'll follow the tracks that we have for now. Hopefully, we find your boy. And if he's amicable to that, we'll head off in that direction. But I want to see if I can, you know, pickpocket that the drink out of his coat and dispose of it so that he might be more sober.
Okay.
Along the way.
So I think, let's see here, that will be a skullduggery. Are you trained in skullduggery?
I no, and it's got one of those little asterisks.
So the asterisk is actually wrong. One of the things that these sheets are new. They've only been about 2 weeks old, and it's cool because they do, for the most part, work for the 2 games. But there are some things that are still need to be corrected on it. One of them is that they don't change the between Zweihander, the parent game of this, and Flames of Freedom. There's a different list of what's special, what's not. Skullduggery is not special skill in Flames of Freedom. So you can use that at your normal thing. This is going to be contested. Let me tell you what the difficulty will be here.
I'm hoping his inebriation state helps.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to take a penalty to his. So let me see here. We'll use for him.
This man does not need to be inebriated in this situation.
No, not at, certainly not any further. Okay, hold on here.
Although I don't blame him. 2 boys missing.
Yeah. Let's say he's got a 35, which will be reduced down because of a state of inebriation to 25. So I failed. As long as you succeed, you should be good.
Okay. What difficulty am I rolling against?
Standard. Okay. For contested, it's normally standard unless there's something else. You want to spend a coin? Reroll?
I do.
Okay.
I want this man to be in the right state of his mind.
Okay. Oh, critical success. So what that means, what do you want to have happen here?
I just want to palm it and then flick it off into the distance without him seeing it.
Okay.
And
lands in the snow.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Yeah. That's terrific. So then, as you guys carry on, what you find is that these tracks follow back in the direction of Trenton for a mile, and then they take a turn down a small dirt road where a second pair picks up.
Second pair?
Yeah.
Maurice, what do you make of a second pair?
Are they smaller or larger footprints, or?
So here is, let's talk about assistance here.
It's meeting up with a love interest, or if something else is going on.
If he was looking for help, in theory, this is colonial America, so he may just turned off to head off in the direction. Okay, so assisted tests. It's the historian's discretion as to whether you do it. What you do is you roll an assist dice. So, John, you would roll a D10, 100, and the tens digit is Maurice can sub that in as whatever he rolls for his survival. So if you guys, what you could just do is you'd roll survival, and we'll take the tens digit or whatever you roll. So go ahead, guys. Why don't you give us a Maurice, if you're looking at these tracks. Maurice, do you have any talents that affect or come into play here?
Only seeing in the dark.
Oh, great. Yeah. So you got no penalty for... That's terrific.
But
okay.
I think it's
And
total
not
dark.
going to be much help at all.
Yeah, Abner's only giving you an 8. Otherwise, go ahead and give us a survival roll there.
Are we still going on standard for this one?
Standard for this one, yeah.
Yep.
Nice. All right. So these tracks... these second tracks seem to be smaller than the other.
And can I tell from the sort of tracks whether they just sort of they start walking side by side, or if there's some sort of scuffle or...
No, they seem to be heading off, at least from here, they seem to be heading off in one direction.
But it don't seem to be any sort of, I don't know, ambush or some sort of, suspicion or fight or anything. It just looks like someone's just
It looks like someone,
and...
walking along.
Yeah, okay. That seems quite strange in itself that he would meet someone out here randomly.
They didn't roll critical, so how old these tracks is tough to tell right now.
Okay. Well, we're back in the snow now, aren't we? So,
yeah.
But it's not actually snowing, is it? It's not actually snowing at the moment, is it?
Not snowing at the moment, no. Clear skies.
No, so the tracks
nice.
wouldn't be covered up if they were old. Okay.
So there is a small side road that seems to be leading off here. Do you wish to follow these tracks down this, or...?
I think this is our only lead, so
yeah.
I think we should continue to follow.
Okay. So you follow along for about another maybe 15 minutes when you come across something troubling. There is blood on the ground, and there are ripped scraps of clothing. You hear Calvin yell out, "That's Charlie's coat!" And he pushes past you guys. Would you each give us a challenging resolve test? This is a upsetting scene. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this was what he was worried about when it started, so it kind of goes hand in hand with it.
Resolve is under willpower.
Yep, got it.
Okay, nice. Maurice, you hold together. Abner, you unfortunately will be suffering something called peril. So would you give us a roll of 1d10 plus 1?
Okay.
You're going to learn how damage works in this game now.
And I've got overly skeptical, so whenever I do a skill test to withstand peril, I roll additional dice, it looks like.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That was a 1d10, you said?
Oh, no. So it's actually 2d10 plus 2.
There you go. Well,
okay, so actually not bad. So then what we do, if you can go to your combat tab,
okay.
and we're going to look at your peril threshold.
7.
7. So this is over that. So if you could go to the peril track condition and move it down from unhindered down to imperiled.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, so what do we see on Abner to reflect this kind of disturbing scene?
He outwardly he kind of like goes a bit pale, and his mouth opens, and internally he's flashing back to a scene in his childhood that was traumatizing. Probably a wolf tore open a dog or something, and he's just like reliving the moment and remembering the sadness that went along with it, and is just shaking his resolve.
Okay. Would you both give us a let's see here. Double check the skill list here. An awareness check at trivial, please. Critical success. So I think it's this is where your training really, or your background, Maurice, really kind of comes into play here. As soon as you the first flicker of light comes, you're the one who notices it, and you can see that there is not only a light that seems to be moving through the woods in your direction. You can hear a voice and the voice seems to be calling out a single word. Biffer! Biffer! And the light is moving in your direction. Seems as if it will be here shortly. Calvin is on the ground, blubbering and picking up, the scraps of the clothes. And then he seems to notice that his rum has gone. Where is it? Where is it? And he gets up, holding that bloody scrap of coat, and he's scrambling around trying to find it. That may be what's distracting you, Abner. But Maurice, you can see that there is definitely something calling out, Biffer! And coming in your direction. I shall,
not in any sort of harmful way, but I'm going to sort of kick Calvin and say, shh, shut up, you fool.
Okay.
And sort of gesture for everyone to sort of hide as best as possible.
Yeah, why don't you give us a leadership check, please? I'll give you a plus, an easy plus 20 to this. Nice, yeah. So you kick him and he looks up at you. Do you point out to Abner what's coming?
Yeah, I sort of put my finger to my lips and I sort of point in the direction and sort of crouch down. And
give himself a shake and look over while he's mimicking Maurice's movements.
Okay. And what you can see is what seems to be walking along here, dressed in a winter coat and holding up a lantern and making his way along. And you can hear him calling out the same word over again. Biffer! 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 Once he gets close enough, Maurice, you're the first one to recognize it. This is a face that you recognize. Livingston Hobbs. This is Livingston Hobb, forgive me. He's the Quaker. He's got the flat-brimmed hat with the dome thing, black. He's got a kerchief or a scarf at his neck. He's got his winter coat pulled up on him, and he's holding up this lantern and walking along. Tall and thin. He doesn't seem to notice you. You will notice him before he notices you, it seems.
And we saw him in the tavern earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, when you first arrived.
Yeah.
You can't remember if he left or if he was still there when Calvin first broke in.
But he was definitely there when he... Yeah, he must have been there before the incident.
He's alone?
Okay.
He's alone, yeah, and calling out Biffer.
Does that name mean anything to us?
Not at all.
I assume he's looking for an animal of some sort, do you think?
Most likely, yeah.
Did we see him with any sort of animal?
Not that you
Dog
saw,
or
no.
anything? No. Well, I don't think he's any threat to us, so yeah, I'll leave these two and I'll approach him.
Okay. Are you trying to be sneaky at all, or do you care whether he hears you?
No, I think I will make it obvious that I'm coming, but keep the attention to me rather than the other two, just in case anything's sort of suspicious. So
you're maybe like you're
sort of come out
consciously, like breaking, twigs or something like that, or bushes bare of leaves as you're going past to make it noisy. And he first says, "Who is it? Who's there?" Biffer?
Maurice.
Mr. Fortier?
Yes.
And he's holding up the lantern as if trying to see. Is that you?
It is. Who are you looking for?
Makes his way through. Oh, I'm afraid to say my wolfhound. My Irish wolfhound, Biffer. He got off his leash when I was walking him. And he's run off. You haven't seen him, have you?
I haven't seen him, no. but we are out looking for some missing children.
Missing children? What children are missing?
Children of a man by the name of Calvin Stone. I don't know if he's a local.
God preserve us. I heard wolves yipping earlier in the wilderness. And do you think they may have something to do with this?
Well, that is our strong suspicion.
He offers off a quiet prayer. And he says, and you were out here looking for the children alone.
My friend and the father are back that way. And I just sort of generally point in their direction.
Biffer can certainly take care of himself. If you would like assistance, I will be happy to help. I am somewhat familiar with these woods.
Yeah, I mean, what ground have you covered? And
I've only come from my home, but have you followed a trail? Have you had any sign of the children?
we are following some footprints as we saw yourself, and I'll escort him back to where we were.
Okay.
To show him the torn rags.
Okay. So he comes back and he once again mutters, and he seems to be affected by this. He looks down and he puts his hand on Calvin's shoulder and says, "I'm so sorry, my good man. My prayers will be for you. With God's assistance, we will find your boys. Now, where should we go?" And Calvin sort of managed to stumble up. You're able to see a little bit better now, Abner, because of the lantern, but it does sort of spoil your night vision, Maurice. Mm-hmm. The tracks, what? You wish to look around once again?
Yeah, while Maurice was out there, I think Abner, once he shakes off a little bit of the initial shock, will be searching. Was there a sign of struggle here? Are there wolf prints? Where the second set of footprints went? He's kind of trying to run through a list of what happened.
Yeah. What you can, why don't you give us a survival check once again, and we'll give you a plus. We'll make this a routine, plus 10. Okay. So you're looking around on the ground, and it's strange. There was, it looks like a bit of a struggle here, but once you get outside where this disturbance is, there is a set of prints that are heading off in deeper into the woods, away from here.
Like canine prints or human prints?
Human.
I'll so as soon as Maurice gets back, I'll point them out. It's like one set of footprints lead away that way.
And it's sort of perpendicular. It's roughly a little bit off from the direction that the prints were coming down the road, and it's perpendicular to where Mr. Hobbs came from.
Abner looked around and is like, I don't see a body or drag marks or anything of the sort.
And no signs of any more blood from a wound?
Just that and the rags.
Mm-hmm.
Something is not as it seems.
Can you sense anything with your talents?
Admiral will give him like a kind of stern little glance and then look at the other two. And then he'll just close his eyes for a moment.
Quakers are notoriously superstitious, so they may see that your occultism as trucking with the devil.
Yeah. And he'll just shake his head.
Okay.
I ain't got time for this nonsense.
To use your devil work. So then, what do you guys wish to do?
We should follow the prints into the woods. Of course, he'll like reach into his inner coat and get his pistol out, because at this point he's there's an Irish wolf dog out here. There's other wolves, and now there may be a murderer. So we'll just get it out and ready.
Okay. So you got that ready. Muscatoon is out. All right. So it is another. And Maurice, I'm assuming you're taking the lead here.
I'm trying to keep ahead of the light a bit.
Sure.
So that it's not messing with my sight.
So there, you continue on through this snow-filled woods for about another, maybe another 20 minutes following the trail. You're having no difficulty following this. When you find that the light of the bright moon suddenly is seen in a fairly large field. And in the middle of the field, there is a small, dilapidated house. And why don't you give us an easy awareness check there, Maurice?
Easy one. Just about.
From this distance, it's still quite a ways off from the edge of the clearing into there. You think you can hear the barking of a dog.
I'll wait for the others to catch up.
Okay. So you all, they catch up, and Abner, you see exactly what Maurice said. Why don't you give us an awareness check as well to see if you hear the barking. And this will be easy as well, plus 20. Okay. So you walk up and you can see there's this small dilapidated house in the middle of the clearing. The wind is blowing, the sky is clear, and it otherwise seems illuminated. There are tracks that you can see, Maurice, that lead directly up towards that.
I'll ask Limston if he can hear the barking.
Sure. Let me make a check for him. Where am I here? Here we go. I don't. Do you hear Biffer? Or one of the wolves?
Well, that's why I was trying to ascertain. I thought you may have recognised it if it was this Biffer.
Should I call out?
I suggest not at this stage. Let's get closer.
If the children came in this direction, they could have sought out cover. Cover from the elements in here.
I would guess that the lantern would be quite easily spotted, would it not?
Definitely here. It would seem
From
like.
this.
Well, so I mean, yes and no. Because because the moon is out as well too, it would be pretty bright, and you got snow on the ground as well. So like,
That's reflective.
it reflects off. So it is still quite bright. So it probably will stand out a little bit, but not quite as much as you'd expect in a pitch black, night situation.
But from this distance, can I see windows?
Definitely. And there are no lights in there.
Okay. But could we approach from a side that hasn't got windows to make it a little less obvious we're approaching?
Oh, forgive me. There does seem to be light in here.
Okay.
And because you rolled so well on your awareness, you actually think you see movement. From the amount of light that's in there, it's probably just candlelight, but you think you see movement on the second floor.
Okay. So, yeah, is it possible to approach the building from a side where there's no windows?
You might be. Yeah, I mean, you could try. I think a stealth check will tell us whether you're able to successfully do that. And I think you're going to have if you're not taking the light with you, because you can quite easily see in the dark, why don't we make it plus 10 to just make it routine. Okay?
Yeah, I'm definitely going ahead.
Holy smokes. So again, what's your agility bonus? Your AB?
Agility's 5.
Okay, so again, that's a 12 net difficulty for them to try it. On average, humans have a 3 bonus. So, like, that would, they would have to have an extraordinarily low roll and extraordinarily high skill to be able to spot you. So you can see where, why Maurice had such a not only a early career as a coureur de bois, but a latecomer career as a smuggler. So if you wish to leave Abner behind with Calvin and Livingston, you easily stalk across. You are quite confident that nobody is going to see you as you approach.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first thing would be to listen before I try and actually get any eyes on anyone. So
as you make your way up to the farmhouse, the dilapidated farmhouse, and you can see there is a long burned down barn nearby that you couldn't quite see from the one angle. There is the smell of old wood as you get in close. There appears to be a single door leading into the first floor, and it looks as if there are three rooms in here. Why don't you give us a challenging awareness check? Stop and listen. Oof, you want to hero point that? Or you want to spend a point or a coin?
Yeah, I am going to.
Okay. Oh, so close. Okay. Can't quite hear anything, but it's difficult here because of the wind and because of the, that what you can hear from it is the creaking of these boards. It's the sound of an old house, I suppose, in the winter.
It's a single floor, is it? Or,
2 floors.
You said a second floor, didn't you?
Single floor and second floor. Second floor is where you saw that movement.
The light. And there was no light on the ground floor when I first saw.
There was no light on the ground floor, no.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and sort of creep round the building and have a look through the ground floor window with my sort of sight.
Sure.
To see if I make
So if you get
out.
to the front floor, and you can see there's frosting on the outside of it. Let me see here. When you get up there, why don't you give us just... give us a routine awareness test, so plus 10, please. Oh, you know what? Actually, make it easy because I forgot you got dark vision. You can see no problem in... It's a pretty good chance. You want to coin that?
No, he's more interested in the top floor anyway.
Okay. So
I
you're
think
looking in
it.
here, and that is when something startles you. And suddenly, something jumps up against the window and is barking at you. Would you give us a resolve check, please?
Is that a standard one, yeah?
Under willpower. Yeah, just standard, please. So you're startled, but for whatever, your iron resolution, you just move back, and there's a dog barking at you. If you give us this will be a trivial a trivial survival check.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe you found this wolfhound. You see he's got the big shaggy, maw thing, and shaggy maw, lean. Doesn't seem to be, it seems not happy to have you here. What you did see inside, at least from the spying, is you thought you saw a chair in there, but that's it. No people, at least, within there. And it did seem as if there were 2 rooms.
Yes. Okay. Did I see any sort of rope or restraint on the dog?
No, it seems as if the dog, if you take a look at it, it doesn't seem like the dog is tied to anything.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to creep back to the others.
Okay.
Was there any sort of reaction when the dog started barking? Was there any sort of obvious noises from upstairs or flicker of light or anything?
Not that you can hear, no.
No. Okay. I'm going to sneak back then.
You could take a peek back if you'd like.
Yeah, I might just give it sort of a minute or so, just in case there's any sort of reaction to the dog before I head back.
Okay. You're seeing if there's any...
Yeah, I'm just going to wait 1 minute just to see if I hear any obvious noises, like someone coming down some stairs or a door opening or...
And wait for the dog. Why
Whatever.
don't you give us... Let's do this. First, let's give us a another stealth check. And we'll give you a plus 10 on that as well. It's a critical success. The dog settles down almost immediately. So it's so quiet, I'll actually give you... why don't you make this now a routine awareness check instead of more difficult.
Okay.
Now you're familiar that he's up there.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you want to coin that?
I do, but I don't. Now, I think now that I've gone into stealth mode once again, I think I'm going to sneak back.
Okay. So with a critical success, Abner, while he's... Is there anything you wish to do or talk to either Calvin or Livingston about while Maurice is investigating?
He would just be mostly interested in seeing if the tracks do head into the house from or in that general direction once they're there.
Yeah, they definitely do. With the benefit of... I mean, there's the light of the moon as well. You can see that it does seem to head off in that direction.
Yeah, and I think he would just wait because his hand would be a little shaky still.
Yeah.
And he's not the bravest of people, but he is committed to waiting for Maurice to get back. So he'll just try to, calm down Calvin, let him know that we're still looking. We didn't see a body.
Okay.
There may be hope yet.
Sure. Why don't you give us a... Let's see here. That is... It sounds like what you're trying to do is alleviate his peril.
Yes.
Which is a good thing. So let's do this.
Maybe at the same time my own, but
Yeah.
Abner is shook.
Yeah. So let's take a look about this. Okay. Healing. So do you have, Abner, on you? Do you have any smelling salts under your trappings?
So, wares, right?
Wares, yeah.
I do not. Oh, no, I do. Small smelling salts, yeah.
So smelling salts, you can take either 1 minute or 1 AP if you're in combat to use smelling salts, and it moves you 1 step up the peril condition track. But you'll gain 1 point of conflict.
What does conflict do?
Conflict is something we roll at the end of each session. At the end of each session, you roll a conflict, and if you roll equal to or less than your conflict score, then you add a point towards what is called, I think it's flaw.
Okay.
What is it here? If you go otherwise, if you rolled higher than it, then it adds to your okay, so
belief.
Goes to. Yeah, the other side of it.
Yeah, it looks like flaw and belief on the sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then what happens is if you reach 10 on either category, if you reach 10 in flaws, then you gain a negative benefit. If you reach 10 on your, what do you call it? On your belief, you gain a point of determination. And determination adds to your damage resistance or your damage threshold, and it's also what you spend to it's your super narrative meta currency.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, and in that case, we'll take a little bit to get everybody centered and motivated and just calm people down.
Okay, so you're not going to use your smelling salts then?
Well, no, that sounds like a good idea to use them. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. So then go ahead and add reduce your peril threshold and add 1 to your conflict.
Hindered and 1 towards flaw.
Okay.
Got it.
And then let's see here. You can. Why don't you give us a charm check as against?
Okay.
And we'll see if you are able to. And we'll make that a standard check.
There we go.
Okay. So you're calming him down a little bit. Yeah, Calvin seems to be a little more, a little less panicked the way he was before. Livingston seems the same. So then, Maurice, as you come back, what do you say? And for you, Abner, that you're learning to expect this, but like he appears out of nowhere. Yeah. He's just suddenly, there.
Well, it seems, Livingston, I found your dog.
Biffer's in there.
On the ground floor of that building. A large wolfhound. And someone, I couldn't see, but someone was upstairs. There was a movement, looked like a candle or something. I didn't want to take any further action without letting you know what's going on.
A candle? That's curious.
And it smelled like someone was burning wood, but wood that had been there for quite some time, so I don't think... Maybe they didn't live there normally. Someone's
Calvin,
using this temporarily.
His eyes get wide. He says, could the children be in there then? He seems to have been listening to what Livingston said. Could they be in there and have run out of firewood?
It's possible, but I want to go with caution. I mean, I can't understand why your dog would be in there unless it's been taken by someone.
Would the children have taken him in? And Calvin sort of looks confused. Livingston asked that. And Calvin, it's possible. It's possible. Is he friendly? And Livingston nods, says he's a very good dog. I mean, it was pretty fearsome when you were at the window there, but, dogs can be like that when they are protective of their owner.
Yep.
What are you guys thinking?
Well, let's go and investigate further, but can we sort of dampen the light from the lantern slightly?
Those of you who do not have dark vision, you could turn the light off, basically, or turn the lantern off or shutter it altogether, and you'd have no difficulty making your way across here. It's just a question of going into the... If the light is only on the second floor of this dilapidated farmhouse, then the first floor, those who don't have eyes, attuned to the darkness, you may want to light stuff in there. So what are you thinking? Shutter the lantern for now, and then...
Yeah, I think so, until we get there.
Okay.
And I'll lead them the way I went to give us the best chance of approaching undetected.
Okay. What do you guys want as your marching order then? I'm assuming you guys are tromping through a field of snow. I'm assuming you're going to... those who come after are going to want to try and take the benefit of the tracks that the person ahead have made, unless you guys intend on doing it, like, spread out across. I'm getting to draw on all sorts of childhood in Canada experiences here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be wise for me to take the lead and sort of basically take the same route that I took previously.
Yeah. I think Abner will take up the very back just to make sure that Calvin doesn't wander off or whatnot, and maybe Quaker could be up near you in case the dog gets antsy and he can calm him down.
Yeah, I was going to say I want him fairly close to me so he can try and calm the dog.
Okay. So then, this is a point of the film version of our campaign where we'd see an overhead shot of Maurice and then Livingston, then Calvin, then Abner slowly making their way across this wide expanse of the field towards the farmhouse. Why don't we take our mid-session break now, guys, and then we'll come back and see what... Yeah, I know, time's a flying. And then we'll see what happens next when we get back. So we'll be back momentarily for those listening at home. All right. Okay, so guys, as you approach the farmhouse in the middle of a snow-filled clearing, what do you guys wish to do? There is the door leading into the front room there. And I think as you get closer, you can hear more yipping from inside, Maurice.
Yeah, I'll wait for Livingston to catch me up.
Okay.
Say that. Does that sound like Biffa?
He looks and says, I think it is. I think it does.
Yeah, so I think we'll approach the door.
Okay.
Gun's still ready.
Okay.
In case.
You hear the dog kind of whining at the door, and Livingston says, Biffer! Biffer! And the dog kind of barks a couple of times, and he says, it is him. What's he doing in there?
I'll try and open the door.
Okay. So you open the door, and the dog runs past you and then sort of stops at Livingston. He says, oh, sit! And the dog sits down, and he draws out his leash and places it on the dog. And he says, what were you doing in there? With the door open, why don't you each give us a routine. Actually, you're the one who's up there right now. Maurice, why don't you give us a routine awareness check, please? Okay, so here's what you see. Is in here, there is a single rocking chair sitting on an old rug surrounded by books. You can only see from here the ones that have the clearest, gold, embossed lettering or whatever on them. But they seem to be the topics are mythology, the works of John Ainslow, Plato, Socrates, Shakespeare, and a few other classic writers. You have to get a little closer to look among them to figure out what they are. But there is the smell of a dilapidated farmhouse in here too, old wood. But there is also the stink of rot and death.
And does that smell like it's coming more from upstairs, or is that from downstairs?
From in here, with the door, pulled back, you can see on your left there is a set of stairs that head up, a narrow set, and then there is straight forward. It appears as if there is a kitchen in the back. There are no lights here, and you can't see any light from upstairs. So perhaps there's from a door that's closed or something like that.
I shall head in.
Okay. You can hear the creak of the old boards underneath you.
Yeah.
And looking down, you can see as well, there is a journal as well of a soldier from King Philip's War, and another that is an account of George Washington's surrender of Fort Necessity during the French and Indian War. You can see there actually those two seem to be have markings in them, something having like a bookmark within, and there's a pencil down here as well. Abner, I'm assuming you're sort of waiting at the back right now.
Yeah.
Livingston is waiting with his dog.
Abner's a little concerned. How did the dog get in there in the first place? Somebody let him in there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So Maurice, what do you do? There is the things going upstairs, and You think... Can you hear whimpering? It seems to come from below.
Oh, below. Okay, I'm going to search this room and the kitchen to see if I can find any sort of trapdoor.
Yeah, so in here, there's nothing, and there's not a very... It takes you very little time to search this. The sitting room is there is really not much to it. In the kitchen, pots, pans, and other kitchenware hang from the hooks. There is a straw bed by the back door, which you might think would be a place to keep a dog. And in here as well, there is a door that is bolted and locked shut that seems likely to lead to a basement. It's too close to the wall to be a larder or something like that.
Yeah, I'll gesture for the others to come in.
Okay. The other two go in, and Calvin is looking around and, oh, what is that smell? And Abner, you smell it as you go in as well.
Well, he'll slowly close the door to keep some of the cold out.
Okay.
And he says,
oof, and unfortunately keeps that stink in.
It's the smell of death, my friend.
Abner, would you give us an education check, please, or test?
Education against what?
This is a standard.
Standard, okay.
Nice. So you look down at these books, and you see, as I described to Maurice, books on John Ainslow, books on mythology, Plato, Socrates, Shakespeare, other classic writers. There are also first-hand accounts, stories written down here too. And the thing that stands out to you is there's a reference to Freemasonry in one of them. The word almost jumps out at you. And
during the whole process, there's like this look of confusion or interest in his face, because these are very interesting books to find in a farmhouse.
Most definitely. I mean, there are educated folks who have come here as well. But yeah, in a place as dilapidated as this, you flip open the journal, the one about the King Philip's War and the other of the surrender at Fort Necessity. The things that stand out to you is there are markings of pencil faded in here, and there are a bunch of underlined passages. You sort of flip through and see where they've been page marked. Every one of the passages talk about a coming shadow and a creeping dread that fills men's hearts. The other thing that stands out to you is that every mention inside of this that references General Washington has his name struck out, and near the end of the stories, there is a single word that is scrawled out in an unsteady hand using that pencil. Mandoag. That means nothing to you. So you're looking over this stuff as you were looking in. Maurice, you test the lock, and it's quite solid on here. You'd have to break it or have the have the key.
Do I think it'd be easy enough to break, or
if you're able to find something to assist with it, maybe there's a key somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you could make a skullduggery check to try and pick it, or you can just try and bust it open.
Yeah, I was trying to get it open without investigating the rest of the house. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'll try the skullduggery first if that's an option. Then I'll take my hatchet to it if not.
Okay. So as you're getting that ready, you hear from Livingston says, "Did you hear that?"
And I'll stop and listen.
"I thought I heard something upstairs." The dog whines.
There's a good chance there is someone upstairs, but I wanted to find out if there's someone in this trapdoor before we alert their attention anymore.
He nods. "Very well."
In case it's one of the boys.
Okay.
What would a skullduggery? Would that be a standard?
So the skullduggery would be standard, and our athletics would be routine +10.
I'll try this. I'll try the skullduggery.
Yeah. So you get up and you're kind of figuring around, and then you hear there's a click. And got it. And it's that moment when you hear a cry of pain from this floor.
From under the floor?
No, from this floor.
Oh, from this floor.
You both look over. There is a blood-covered, sharpened point sticking through Calvin's chest. And behind him is Livingston Hobb. Now, one thing we forgot to do, and by we I mean me, normally what you do is you roll the initiative ladder at the start of the game. So why don't you guys each click on your token and click on initiative. The initiative is on the combat tab underneath where the damage threshold is. I don't think I've got a Quaker loaded in here yet.
Let's see it.
It's on the right of encumbrance. Can you see?
Oh, there it is. Got it.
You got it.
I'll just use this for him for now. He is much older than this, but it'll give you a sense. Okay, so, and then his initiative is 12. Okay. All right, so Calvin is currently grievously wounded and drops down. Again, this isn't a really good depiction. What Calvin or Livingston is dressed like is all in black. He's got that cravat at his neck, and he's got that flat Quaker hat on him. Abner, you're in the same room with him, but you're not engaged with him right now. Calvin was between the two of you. He stabbed him from behind. And on his turn, that's when Biffer will act as well. And it is... first up, it will be Abner. So first thing I'd like you guys to do is just give us a routine resolve check. This is a pretty shocking turn of events.
Where is that again? Combat, right?
Yeah. No, this will be resolve is under your main tab.
Willpower.
Yeah, under willpower.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, so Maurice, maybe you've been... Okay, but neither of you guys are startled by this turn of events. Abner, you're up first. You got 3 AP. What would you like to do?
Okay, so the Quaker has stabbed the man we came out here to help.
Yes.
And
he has
grievously
no expression on
wounded.
his face whatsoever, and he has a blood-covered knife in his hand, while Calvin has dropped to the ground, bleeding out from a very serious chest wound. Technically back wound because it was stabbed through, but it skewered him altogether.
I mean, narratively, he was looking at the book and following the pencils, and so he's got the book in his hand and
I don't think you dropped your pistol, though. Like, you didn't tell us you holstered that, so if you've got that still out, you shall have that in your hand. What would you like to do?
well, the shock of it would... He shoot. He just saw somebody attempt to murder somebody else. I think he's gonna lift the pistol up and fire at the Quaker.
Let's talk about some interesting options you've got here. Because there are some really cool stuff you can do. So, under actions in combat, here's some of your options. Your bog standard attack is 1 AP to make a ranged attack. You just make a ranged attack against your whatever type of weapon it is. In this case, I think it's simple ranged. And then if you hit, the target can defend. Other options, you can spend 2 AP to make a targeted attack, which is where you're specifically targeting a specific area. It takes 2 AP to do that, but in addition to doing damage, it also inflicts 1 of 4 different conditions, combat conditions on them, depending on what part of the body. You can also aim before you shoot, which gives you a plus 10% with 1 AP or plus 20% with 2. So you could add, if you're really spending your whole round taking aim and then firing. You can also indulge in some rough and tumble. You can also take cover, and if you wish to defend at any point, might want to make sure you save at least 1 AP to defend against things. Otherwise, you will be defenseless. You won't be able to make a defense if they succeed. If anything that attacks you succeeds. So, you can also cast spells. Spells usually cast 1 AP, or take 1 AP to cast.
Do I need my hands free?
You need 1 hand free, at least, for casting spells.
Okay, and is dropping an object a free action?
Yep.
Okay. I think I'll take a pop shot at the Quaker.
Okay. Do you wish to do anything, make it a targeted attack, or do you wish to aim?
No, just 1 shot at him.
Okay.
And then I'll try and follow it up with a spell.
Yeah, I believe what's the reload for your pistol? Is it 1 or 2?
The
Pistols are usually 2 or 3. Or the black powder weapons are usually 2 or 3. So your weapon, let's see here. Load is 2
powder.
AP.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot at him.
Okay.
And just click simple range or just overcoat pistol.
Click on the overcoat pistol under combat.
Okay. And difficulty rating standard?
Standard, yeah, at this range.
Okay.
You want to spend a coin to reroll?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Click it again.
It's even worse.
Oh, shit.
So it just goes wide.
Yeah.
Just reflexively just not there.
Okay, so that was 1 AP. You have 2 more left. It's 2 to reload your pistol, or you could hustle, take 1 AP to move your speed in yards. What are you thinking? You could save 1 for defenses?
I think we'll save 1 for defenses, and I'll use bludgeon with the elements.
Okay.
And
so
I think
here's the choice. If you click on bludgeon with the elements, it'll tell us. I think it's a routine spell. So difficulty is routine with this. This will be your. Let's see here. It is incantation, the willpower spell. Now, what you can also do is you can choose to channel more power in here. You can every point of power you channel in grants plus 10% to your roll, up to 3. But 2 things happen. 1, you immediately gain 1 conflict for each plus 10. And you also will be rolling a number of chaos dice, and on a chaos dice roll of 6, and something potentially hazardous might happen. So each, like for instance, if you decide to add plus 20 to your roll, you'll get 2 conflict immediately, and then after you cast your spell, we'll roll 2 chaos dice. On a roll of 6 on either of them, something bad might happen.
Okay, and does that cost any additional actions?
No extra actions. That's just you opening yourself up to the raw power of magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Throw 20% in there.
Okay.
So that's
add
2
2 to your conflict. Yep. And then when you make your roll for incantation, add plus. It'll be at plus 30.
So it'd be a trivial task then.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
We have. I can set it up so that you can get just a flat. Like you can add in your modifiers. We just found that with a double prompting of like what's the difficulty of it plus what's the modifier. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and make your
do trivial.
And then which one? Sorry, success. Which one are you shooting for? Earth, air, fire, or water.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with
Earth actually might be a help. That's one that it requires 1 extra AP for attack actions until the end of combat.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So he starts casting a spell, and the dust in the house starts to correlate down and shake and just dart towards him, and it starts forming a cloud around him that he has to like strain against.
Excellent. And then would you give us roll 2 chaos dice, please?
Okay, and that's that, right?
Yeah, chaos would be bad. Yeah, you definitely do not want. You rarely want chaos to happen.
Okay.
Okay.
So no sixes.
Nice. So there you go. So yeah, it unleashes this torrent of stones and whatnot that are just, buffeting him.
And he'll scream out, "Murderer!"
Yes. Now what I was checking to see is if he can resist it. I don't see anything in the description there, but I want to double check. Let's see, where are you, magic? Combat encounters, narrative tools, wares and weapons, skills and talents. Where are you, magic? Okay. Strange secrets.
He would have dropped the book. He was holding to cast it, so.
Okay, let's see here. All right. When the person is struck by a spell that requires them to resist, they make a check. I don't see resistance listed in that.
Unable to defend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So then, he's now beset by the weight of earth. Let's put that as ochre. Okay, so that's it for you. Then next up is this guy. So I need to spend... so he is not happy with what has happened. I need a hustle to engage with you. So that's my first AP. And then I need 2 to be able to attack you. And I'm actually going to spend an extra... I'm going to spend one of my coins here to give you guys some coins back to get an extra AP. And I am going to aim with it. So Abner...
Well, and I would like to defend against it.
Well, you only have to decide whether you're spending it if I hit.
Oh okay. That's handy.
It is. Yeah, definitely. So you don't waste that. Okay, so I'm getting a 75. He comes in... And again, there's no expression on this guy's face. It's almost like he's doing this without any kind of significant passion. I rolled a 0, 5. So not a sublime success and not a critical. So I do hit. You do get a chance to defend. On a critical success, on an attack, you can't defend against it.
And how would I go to defend?
So defend, if you go to your... this is a melee attack, so you'd need to parry.
Okay.
So I think it's simple melee is what you're using to parry.
Okay.
And you just need to succeed. There's no contested comparison here.
Would like to spend that point that you just spent to reroll that.
Okay. You are giving me a lot of coins then.
Well.
Oh no! Okay.
Even worse.
So then, I am rolling damage.
Abner is not meant for combat.
+5. Okay, here we go. You do have, I can't remember if it's on your character sheet still, but you should have laudanum as well. That allows you to reduce your damage condition by 1. So here is the damage. It's only 6. You know, let's
6 is my damage threshold.
Let's make it interesting. I am going to spend a coin to add 6 to that.
So become lightly wounded.
12.
Then?
So where does that put you on your damage threshold?
+6. So my damage threshold is 6.
Is 6? Okay, so actually that would only put you at, I believe, moderately injured. So if you go to...
So 2 ticks down?
2 ticks down, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then what I also have to roll, would you now roll 1 chaos dice for us? Do not roll 6. On a 6, you'll suffer an injury, a moderate injury. Oh, no! Yep. Okay! This is our first injury in the game. Yep. That's exciting. So, would you give us a percent? I think it's a percentile roll, please. It's only 74. A moderate injury. 74. Scraped buttock. You are bleeding.
I hate bleed effects.
So a caregiver must treat injury until fully recuperated. You cannot sleep soundly, awakening to imperiled. So you get terrible sleep. You can't seem to recover your peril without... so someone must treat your injury. The way bleeding works in it is... let's see here. I believe it's your toughness bonus. Actually, we got the conditions listed, I think, on the thing here. I believe it's you have the toughness bonus or your brawn bonus of minutes to get treated, or you bleed out and die. Let's see here. Bleeding. You bleed every minute at the beginning of your turn. If you bleed for a number of minutes in excess of your brawn bonus, you are slain. So you got a gash on your butt, Abner.
So I got 4 minutes to bleed from my butt or die.
4 minutes to get someone to get a tourniquet on you. Yeah. All right, so that is it for him then. Maurice, this fucking murderer tried to stab your ally with your knife. What do you do?
Yeah. The first instinct will be to shoot him.
Okay. So you got your musketoon out already.
Yeah.
What do you want to spend your AP on? You want to aim at all? You want to do a targeted shot?
He's got quick load, so he could fire off 2 shots in theory.
Remember, you can only attack once per round.
Oh, of course you can. Yeah.
Yeah. But good thing in Blackbirds, you can attack more than once.
Yeah. That
So
doesn't
what are you
help me in
doing?
a minute.
Yeah, that's unfortunately UK. You don't get that till December 7th.
Yeah. So I think.
So you could aim as well to give it a better chance of hitting and open up your critical range as well.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm gonna. Yeah, I like the idea of that, but I want to run over and do something else. No, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
And then move.
Just a regular attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'll leave you 2 AP afterwards. So go ahead and make your shot. Ooh, look at that. All right. Now, you could spend a coin and add 6 to that result if you choose.
That would be quite a lot. He's already got to make a wound, or potential wound, hasn't he? No, we're a bit low on coins. No, I'm going to save it.
Save it. Okay.
Yep.
So then he is. That is 1 down on his damage threshold.
Okay.
Okay, so put it 2. No chance of injury with this. If you had spent 6, he would have had a chance of injury.
Okay.
Okay, you have 2 more actions, 2 AP. What do you want to do with the rest?
I want to run over to him.
Okay, so you hustle over. 1 more
Yep.
AP.
And I want to knock him down.
Nice.
So I
Okay.
want to use the end of my...
Yeah. So that'll leave you. So
Just knock him to
you
the
can make
floor.
athletics or coordination.
What do I want?
Yeah, it's nice. It's 2 AP to stand up, John.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so knockdown is a pretty effective action.
Yeah, I'll go for the athletics.
Okay. Okay, now these are resisted, not defended. So that's why it doesn't cost an AP to do this. So he needs a coordination check. So coordination is 55. I'll roll it in chat because that'll be fun. So I have a 55% chance here.
Okay.
So I succeed. Yeah. So you sort of knock into him and don't quite get him down. I think that's it, unless you want to spend a coin to take another AP.
Nope, I'm gonna.
That's it. All right, Abner, you're up next. So you're bleeding. You feel that he stabbed you or gashed you along in your backside.
Gotcha.
3 AP. What do you want to do?
Is there any attack opportunities for casting spells?
No, not for casting spells.
Cool. He's going to do another incantation.
Okay, what is he doing?
He's going to do Quicken Blood, and he's going to target his pal here, who's more melee savvy than himself.
That's smart. And also with a +3, that'll bump him above him.
And incantation?
Yeah,
Yes,
incantation
15.
is okay. So this is routine. Do you want to draw on any more power?
No. He thinks he's going to have to focus. So
Okay.
routine.
So go ahead. Yes.
Okay.
So what does it look like as you gesture towards Maurice? Now, Maurice,
So he's like clamping on his wound, and he pulls his hand away and sees the blood, and it just Maurice can start feeling his blood pumping through his veins as Abner focuses the power and pushes like his life force towards him to quicken his speed.
Okay.
And then he's gonna what would be like to staunch the blood?
2 AP. You need someone else to do it because it's on your ass.
Could I?
That's why. That's just the nature of that
spell?
specific injury.
Would divine breath help me at all?
I don't think so. It doesn't stop bleeding unless it's on. Why don't you click on the spell? Let's see if maybe there's a crit success. Yeah, this just deals with. I mean, that would help you because right now you are at moderately injured. What that would do is bump up your damage and your peril conditions.
Okay, I will attempt that one since it's 1 AP.
Okay, you do need the reagents of a fire in order to do that. So.
Oh, I do?
Yep.
Okay, a fire. Okay, never mind.
But. Remember what that lantern is in here. That's a fire.
Oh, I'd have to get it though.
I mean, I think that it fell to the ground. What you could do is spend a coin, edit it to say that it fell to the ground and started burning that rug.
I don't want to give you any more coins though. So in that case, he'll drop his pistol because he won't be able to reload it.
That's
grab
free.
Yep. He will grab his knife.
Okay, knife is out.
And
1 more AP. Do you want to spend? Oh, do you want to start a fire or some kind, or?
No, I think he's going to try and stab the guy.
Okay. That'll leave you nothing for defenses. But go ahead.
I think he's going to have enough time with Maurice.
So click on your knife.
And yeah. Oh, I forgot to change my. No, never mind. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so that's a success. I will spend a coin. This is a combat action. Oh, it's only combat actions that's affected. This is not a combat action. This is a defense. Let me just make sure that's the case. Yeah, attack actions are the only ones that suffer. Okay, so I'm going to spend another coin to take a defense for him. And his melee is a 65. Failed!
Yes!
Stab!
Stab!
Okay, now would you roll a chaos dice, please? Because that has potentially injured him. Let's roll 1 chaos dice.
Chaos dice. Hiya.
Not yet. Ugh. Okay, so then Abner, he's jumped in. Maurice, you're up next. Because you feel invigorated and sped up.
Yeah, that's good.
So 3 AP, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I think first I'm going to try that one more time to knock him down.
Okay, so go ahead and get either athletics or coordination.
Yeah, I'll go for the athletics.
Okay, nice. That's a success. Let's see. I have a 55 here. Oh, yeah.
Oof. Okay.
And again, like, his hat isn't moving. His expression isn't changing to this whole thing. It's just, like, absolutely without any kind of human emotion. So that's 1 AP. You have 2 more.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly reload and shoot him again.
Okay.
And this time...
Yeah, because you get your nimble hands thing, right?
Yeah, nimble.
Okay. So
nimble fingers.
It's reloaded, and then...
It seems I've got 2 left. I think I'll take an aim on this time.
Well, you would have to spend 1 to reload, right?
Yeah, but I've got normally 1 extra action.
Right, I've already calculated the reduction in it. So you used 1 to hit him. You have 2 more left over. 1 of those would need to reload. Even with nimble hands...
I thought the spell...
Well, that's only a critical success.
Oh, sorry. I misread that.
Yeah,
me
It's
too.
just the initiative bonus. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just a normal shot.
Okay, so go ahead. Come on.
Let's give it some of that.
Oh, good hit. Okay, I'm going to have to dodge. I will spend another coin because let's get them all in your hands here, guys. And 4. Okay, so then for his dodge, 55. Shit. If you rolled a success, I wouldn't have been able to dodge. You have 1 more, or that's it for you. That's it for you.
That's me, yeah.
Okay, so for his turn, 3 AP, he's a little injured. he is, without saying anything, he's going to aim and try and stab Abner once again. He seems to be curiously focused on him. So that'll be plus 10, and I'll save 1 AP for... Ooh, maybe let's make it interesting. Let's make a targeted attack. So the targeted attack does. Let's see here. I can always cash in coins to defend. I'll feed him back to you. So what I'm looking for is the 4 options here. I'm going to try and go for your arm to defend you.
He's going to spend his whole action trying to do that? Nice.
He is, yeah. Well, I can always cash coin in to take a defense if I want. So then this is going to be a 75 I'm rolling against here for my attack on you, Abner. Misses! I could spend a coin and re-roll. Should we do that? Leave him defenseless? Let's do it.
No.
Here we go.
Come on.
Hits!
I'd like to spend a coin to attempt to dodge that.
Do you have no actions left?
No, I spent all of them.
Okay, nice. This is a furious melee.
Okay.
Go ahead and give us a simple melee defense here.
Come on, luck gods.
Let's see. Oh, so close! You could spend a coin to re-roll, I guess.
I don't got a good chance, but yeah, sure, why not? We'll see how this goes.
Oh no! This is one better. All right, so then let's see here. I'll roll damage here. This is
dice gods.
1d6 exclamation mark plus 5. Here we go. 14.
That's 3.
That's 3. So you go down by 3.
Slain.
Oh man, you're gonna have to spend a point of determination.
How does that work?
You just reduce your determination by 1.
So what does that put me at?
If you spend determination, let me double check. I believe I don't remember. Let me just check. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to lead you wrong. But let's see here.
Where is determination?
Determination is...
There it is. I see it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's on the top of the character sheet.
It's hidden behind the Zoom meeting thing.
Okay. Let's see here. Where is it listed here? Index. Termination, page 15. I was not far off. All right, determination. By sacrificing 1 determination permanently, you avoid suffering an injury, avoid being slain, or becoming incapacitated.
Okay, so that would leave me still at moderately wounded, but not slain.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm such a liability, Maurice.
Yeah. So luck intervenes here, and did your damage threshold go down by 1?
It did.
Okay, cool. I thought the character sheet would calculate that. All right.
It went down by 2, but my medium went down by 1. So.
Sorry,
Yeah, the BB went to 4 from 6, and then the plus 6 went down to 11. For some reason, it's weird.
Here, let me
see.
see.
There it is. No, I see it. It's 5 now.
That's right. Okay, got it. Okay. All right, so then Abner narrowly misses what would have been a lethal strike right across his throat. Now it is Abner's turn. So, Abner, you got 3 actions once again. What are you doing?
Oh, he is panicking quite well at this point. The lantern. No, that's not going to save me. I've got 2 rounds left until I bleed out. This is not good.
No. It's not rounds. Minutes.
Minutes. Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You're good. You're good. And like, unless you guys intend on making this a siege, you got lots of time to. You aren't going to bleed out that quickly.
Okay. Well, he's going to make a targeted attack at the men. See if that helps.
Okay. And what results? So the 4 results that you could go for are you can knock him prone. You can make his movement actions 1 AP more expensive. You could make his attack actions 1 AP more expensive, or you could disarm him.
I think one more expensive with attack would that stack with my spell?
No, because he just gets the condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So targeted would be attack actions, right?
It would be attack action, so it'd be 2 AP for that. And do you want to spend anything else, like any what do you call it? Another action to aim to get +10?
Yeah, let's do the whole turn into it.
Okay, you're doing exactly what he did.
Yes.
So this will be +10. This will be routine +10. Go ahead and make your attack with your knife.
Okay, routine.
And sorry, you're trying to disarm him?
Yeah, let's say disarm him. Get that knife away from him.
Okay. Come on. Yes, critical success.
Critical.
He cannot defend. So
somehow he, I guess when he blocked the attack, luck got in the way, and he kind of he hit the hilt in a way that it caught his knife, and I just spin it and stab him with it.
Yep. And may I make a suggestion as well? Remember, you can spend a coin to add +6 to the damage. 6 is always going to be, that's the tier. That's why it's important. Is it would dump up. So instead of if that would add 1 more level of wound to this.
He can't defend, so yes, let's do that.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so your coin is now a 3 and a 2. That is 14, which is 2 more levels down. He is, would you roll 3 chaos dice? No, this is good for you, because if you roll a 6, he gets an injury.
Oh, well.
That's the thing. You only suffer injuries either when you exhaust their things. So this is this guy is, he's not stabbed or whatnot, but he seems on the verge of going down, and Abner is just throwing everything into this. Maurice, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to back him up by shooting him for the last time, hopefully.
Okay. So 1 AP to reload.
Point blank shot. It's not going to be pretty if he hits.
Come on.
And I think...
You seen the weapons from back then? Jeez.
Yeah.
I just want to... Yeah.
Although,
make sure.
I think he's under
do...
the influence of something, so I'm like...
I'm going to do an aim, so...
Aim, okay, so +10?
Yeah.
All right. So +10 to your attack, and then go ahead. Oh, solid hit. Now, I am going to spend another coin here to get an extra action. I'll dodge. Now, I wouldn't do this for every monster. Like, you sort of like boss monster, I would do this stuff, but you wouldn't do it for everything.
Yeah. It's a good introduction, though.
Yeah, I think it makes, and it shows how like just one dude with a knife can be really fucking scary in this game. Okay, I need a 65 to be able to successfully dodge here. Again.
Maybe less shooty, more bashy.
Okay, unless you got anything else, Maurice, that is the end of your turn. Then it is his turn once again. And he is going to try and get you once again, Abner. You haven't managed to get an injury on him. I will also point out, too, one of the special actions is words as weapons. You can either hasten, inspire, or intimidate. That basically adds a benefit to the critical to the damage threshold for your allies, a penalty to the damage threshold for your enemies, or I can't remember what the third action is. Or +1 to initiative, +1 to movement. So it's you make a like a charm check or whatnot. It's a 1 AP thing. It's a cool way to affect your enemies, assist your allies, or okay. So for them, he is going to once again, I think, try and disarm you, Abner. He's sick of that damn knife of yours. And one thing I'll point out: your knife. You'll notice your knife is fast. That means it is -10 to his parry.
Oh.
Yep. So, then, let's see here. It is weak, however, so you can only do a maximum of a moderate injury until you kill someone with it.
Yeah.
So here he goes. He is going to do target attack. He's trying to disarm you, but I'm going to save 1 action here, so I'm not adding +10. I've got a 65% chance here.
Question. My spell's still in effect, right? The one that makes his cost higher?
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely. So it does use up all his things. It's slowing him down.
Okay.
So, and actually, you know what? I'm going to give you an extra coin because I probably would have had to spend that at some point for one of my actions that I forgot about. So
I
he
was
does
double checking the duration.
He does hit you, Abner. Yeah, duration is combat for these. So he's coming in to hit you once again, Abner. You're gonna
got to spend the coin because I used my actions to stab him back.
Okay.
So
there we go.
screw this guy.
Come on.
So just a melee.
Simple melee. Yeah. Come on. Oh yes, just barely. Whoa. Out of the way, and that is it for him. The weight of your spell still weighing him down. Abner, you're up again. What are you doing?
Shoot, is there a way to do like non-lethal damage to him to like knock him out?
Here, that's an excellent question. You always have the choice in Flames of Freedom to whether to kill or to render what do you call unconscious human adversaries.
Okay. Just double checking something real quick. Because I'm about to start fighting dirty here.
Excellent.
I want to go for a below the belt attack.
Okay. So below the belt would make them gutted, and I think gutted is what +1 to
movement. I think
movement actions. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that,
I think
athletics or guile. Which do you want to roll?
I'll go with a guile.
Okay, go ahead.
So look like I'm about to stab him again, but I'll bring my knee up and try and
hit him in the unmentionables. You want to coin that, or are you just going to take the next action? Okay.
I'll do that.
2 more AP.
Does that count as an attack, like only once per round?
No, that's actually, those are rough and tumble actions, not attack actions.
Then I'll just take aim and try to stab him again, since that didn't work.
Okay.
But maybe just try to blunt of my knife to his forehead instead of just stabbing.
So plus 10 to your roll because you're aiming.
Okay.
Let's see how you do. Come on, get a crit.
A routine attack.
Yep. Ooh, so it's a hit, but not a crit. And his... I've spent a coin, don't I, to dodge? Yep. So here we go. He's going to have to try and... not technically it's parry. So I need a 55 because your knife is fast. So 55. Oh, he's able to get it out of the way. Maurice.
He's a dodgy git.
Yeah.
I'm going to try something new because I've decided he's super dodgy. I'm going to try and choke hold him.
Nice. Okay.
So
you have to drop your gun in order to do that. I think you need both hands for...
I just want to see if he's any good at athletics.
So athletics or toughness, you get to roll?
Yeah, I'm going to go for toughness.
Nice. Yep, success. And he resists with athletics. Okay, so his athletics is actually not bad. So I got a 65 I'm resisting with. Failed. Go ahead and roll 1d10 plus 2. Oh, well, no. 1d10 plus your brawn bonus. What's your BB?
5.
So 1d10 plus 5.
You're a strong guy, aren't you?
Yeah. 10 plus 5.
Okay. Nice. So that is enough to get him 2 down. So this is where it starts getting useful because he starts ignoring skill rankings. So his effectiveness starts going down because of the peril. So he's at 2 for peril, and he's captured, so he needs to try and escape. That's actually only 1 AP, though. You still have 2 more. What would you like to do?
Yeah. You can't. Can you apply that again while you've...
I don't think. Can it? Let's see here. Let's see what it says about rough and tumble.
Because it's not an attack, but
yeah, you only make 1 attack per round. But let's see here. Chokehold.
Maybe you should have done it the other way around.
You can only use movement, special actions, and reactions while maintaining the chokehold. So you can't do another rough and tumble after you do that.
Okay,
I mean, you could.
Well, can I at least move him away from Abner? So
you could use words as weapons. That's a special action. To, like, for instance, if you wanted to try and reduce his damage threshold and his peril threshold, which you could make an intimidation check or intimidate.
Yeah. And could I save a point to resist him trying to break out, or I can't resist that?
You don't need to actually. No. The resisting is only, it takes 3. What is it here?
I just don't want him to have another swing at him.
Yeah, he can't take any other action other than resisting.
So that would be his turn, would it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll try the words as weapons.
Sure.
I'll try and sort of shout in his ear while I've got him.
Yeah. Go ahead and give us an intimidate check. Just a flat one. You just need to succeed in this. It's not a contested thing.
Okay. Cool.
Critical failure. So instead, here's the thing. What you're going to suffer, intimidate, is you're at -1 to your damage threshold and peril threshold. And I'll tell you why. As you get into this and start choking him, he fucking stinks. He smells like a corpse. And you're realizing you're not dealing with any normal adversary here. So it's just... So
what did I need to do? Sorry.
I don't know if there are conditions on the character sheet. Let's see. If you go to combat tab.
Well, it's stress and fear and terror, but not...
Yeah. What's under... Here, I'm just going to go to Maurice, your combat. Injuries... No. So we'll just... Yeah, I don't see another condition here that we can easily add on. So I think we just keep it at that for now. We'll just keep track of that. You are intimidated until the end of combat.
Was it -10? Was it
no. Just -1 to your peril threshold and your damage threshold.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And do you have anything you want to do with that last AP?
Can I try and move him away from Abner? So if he does break free,
you can do a movement action. Yeah. Why don't we do this? Why don't we just make it a contested athletics check to try and drag him over?
Yeah.
So he's currently losing 1. So now I only have a 55. With my... I failed mine, you failed yours, so we're not going anywhere. All right. Okay. So then it is his turn. All right, so I need to try and get free of you. I'm suffering peril, so I need a 55 to get free. Failed. I'll have to spend a coin to try and re-roll. Failed again. He can't get out. Abner, you're up next.
Alrighty, well, I'm glad he didn't pull him away because I'm going to go for the knockout blow here. I'm spending 2 AP for the +20.
Yep.
And I'm going to try to clock him in the head with the back of the knife.
Go ahead. So use the knife as the attack. It's just where you can choose whether you kill him or not.
Okay.
And I'm out of coins. I'm out of actions. Poof. So here's the thing. You hit him, and he slumps down, seemingly dead.
Didn't want to hit him that hard.
Yeah. So, with him slumping to the ground, he seems to be not breathing any longer. What do you guys do? You have Calvin bleeding out at your feet. The dog has run off, it seems.
And Abner's bleeding from his blood.
Oh yeah, Abner's bleeding. That's right. We need to stop.
If Maurice would bind me up, I'll try to use a spell to help stabilize Calvin. Use a divine breath and get fire lit.
So hold on, let's get your bleeding stabilized first.
He stabbed me in the buttocks.
So apply a tourniquet as a 3 AP. So you could do this in combat as well. Applying a tourniquet is 3 AP. And what that does... you actually don't need to make a roll for it.
Cool.
Oh, not the heal. Okay.
And do you? One of you guys has a bandage on you, right?
Let's see. Where's Yes, I have 3.
Awesome. Okay, so you mark one of those off.
Okay.
Oh, you've stopped bleeding. If you don't have a bandage, you can cauterize the wound, but it causes 3d10 plus 3 peril, and you're unconscious.
Ew.
That's pretty awesome. All right, so you have been blood. Now, Abner, you also have laudanum on you. You could quaff laudanum, which would reduce your damage threshold by 1, but it also would add 1 to your conflict score.
My conflict score is already up to 3. Well, we'll keep it going as now.
You keep it going by taking more, or are you?
No.
Okay.
Not take.
So you can try Divine Breath?
Yeah, on Calvin to see if that'll stabilize him.
Yeah. So it'll be 1 minute, and then why don't you go ahead and give us... And now, are you spending... It's routine, so it's plus 10. Are you spending any other actions?
No. We're just going to go straight for that.
Or any other, like, what I can't remember what it's called. Channeling is something or other. It says in your character description. Okay, so go ahead and give us incantation at plus 10.
Okay.
You may also use this on yourself, too. Yes! So he's still quite badly injured, but he's not dying right now. He's stabilized. He is unconscious, however. Do you want to try and use Divine Breath on yourself?
I do, yeah. That might be a good idea rather than laudanum.
Okay.
Can we use the laudanum on Calvin?
You could as well. I mean, it's the thing is, it's the...
He's unconscious anyway.
He's unconscious anyway, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a very valuable piece of material.
Okay, so there you go. And so success on you. So reduce your damage and your peril threshold by 1.
Okay, it puts me at lightly wounded. Okay.
All right, and remember, because I think your peril threshold was down by at least 1 from before. You make sure you put that up by 1 as well. Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right, so guys, with that done, what are you doing next?
I really want to look at the body of Calvin, or the not Calvin, the Quaker.
Livingston Hobb?
Livingston, yeah. Is he really dead?
So if you feel on him, tell me how you do that. Like, do you feel it his neck?
I try to get my my hand near his nose to see if he's breathing. Maybe check to see if he's got a pulse on him.
Okay. So you're doing that, Maurice. What are you doing while Abner's checking?
I'm very cautious now of upstairs, so I'm sort of basically going on guard. I'm going to reload both the guns and watch the stairs while he's checking him over. I'm not letting that happen again.
Okay. So you head on over there, and you can hear there are some cries or voices coming from down below.
Yeah, I'm still convinced that the kids might be down there, but I don't want to do it while...
And at that's when you hear... And you both look over. Would you give us a... coordination check, please, Abner?
Coordination. Nope.
You want to coin that?
Yeah, sure. Might as well give you some more narrative currency. There we
Success.
go.
I think you'll like this. Because what happens is, as your hand is over, you hear that sound, you look back, and what you see is that Livingston Hobbs' flesh sloughs off as if it's a, slimy fish scale, revealing his true form. Would you each kindly, let's see here, give us a 2d10 plus 2 roll, please. 11 for Abner. 6! All right, so compare that to your peril threshold. Remember, yours is reduced right now, Maurice. Or no, it was reach to the end of combat, so it's back up to normal. And then reduce your peril threshold accordingly, or your peril level condition.
Okay.
So how much, Maurice, is that even at your peril threshold?
No, mine's 7.
Okay, so this is nothing for you. And Abner, is that just
Mine's
1?
7 as well. Yeah. So
Nice. So you reduce yours by 1, Abner. And then we are once again in combat. So, Abner, you are up first, and you are engaged with this thing. This thing seems to be coming up, and it does not seem to be injured whatsoever.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
Round 2.
So it's like down on the ground or up yet, or
It's lying prone right now, but it seems as if it's like the reason you were making that check, your hand was right over where its mouth is, and you moved it back just in time for it to snap at you.
Okay, I want to just take a moment to aim, and then just try to like right across the throat with a knife. Just
nice.
While it's
Okay.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
So is it plus 10 you're giving, or plus 2? Using all
I'm
your
saving
actions?
defensives.
I can't imagine why. Go ahead and make your attack at plus 10. Critical fail! Oh no! I think you're disarmed.
Can I spend a point in the reroll?
No, critical fails. Unfortunately, you can't spend coins on that.
Damn.
So what that means, let me double check. I'm pretty sure you're disarmed.
Yeah, he clamps his jaws on the knife and rips it out of my hand.
Let's see here.
It's horrible.
Yeah, disarmed. Oh, no! The knife goes skittering across the room and into the corner.
Shit.
All right. So yeah, that is. You have 1 AP left. You're going to save it for defenses?
Well, I was, but yeah, no, I'm still saving it for defenses.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you more points.
Maurice, you're up next. What are you doing? I'm assuming you've collected your musketoon once again.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot him first.
So you tell me. You would know your character better than you. Do you think you would have reloaded in that time?
Oh, did you not? I did actually say that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard me.
Oh, yeah. Then perfect. Then there you go.
I said I reloaded both weapons while I was watching this.
I was thinking about getting reloading my pistol too, but I was like, nah, I'm worried about the down person. I'm not gonna...
So go ahead and make an attack.
Okay.
He is prone, so even if you don't get if you get a hit but not a critical success, he is going to have some penalties to his chance here. Nice. All right. So
nice damage.
And because he's prone, I'll give minus 20, so I've got a 35% chance of succeeding here. You know what? I've got a 25 because while his physical injuries are injured, he is still imperiled. So I'm ignoring 1 level of his skill points. So it's 25% chance. Are you kidding?
Force a reroll.
Hits right into the ground. You still have 2 more actions. Maurice, what do you want to do?
So annoying.
Hit him again. He can't do it twice. I mean, he can.
Yeah,
but...
I can't hit him again. Can I? Is he still? He hasn't got any of the rough and tumble conditions on him or anything, has he?
I will tell you one thing. I'm pretty sure I'm fucking cheating here, because you get your AP back at the start of your turn. So I would have had to have spent a coin to do that, and I didn't do that, so that is a hit then. So, against his toughness, let's see here, that is 3 down. Give us a 1 chaos dice roll, please.
Wait. Give him another coin and add 6 to that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. I would definitely.
So it's
I'll roll 1 more chaos dice.
2. 1 more chaos dice, please. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so he hits, and there's just like black stinking ichor comes out from that wound. You have 2 more actions, Maurice. What are you doing?
Has he still got? He hasn't got any of the conditions still left on him from when we took him down.
No, the spell would have ended before, but he's still imperiled, because you did peril damage to him.
But can I still do below the belt and things like him?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was basically meaning I'll have to spend the whole turn getting up, hopefully.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah, 2 actions to get up. Whew.
Yeah, so if I give him -1 to movement, then it'll take 3. So I'll try an athletics.
Okay, so you're going to try and get him gutted. You want to coin that?
He still gets to make a resist, doesn't he? No, I'm going to save it.
Okay. So you try and get in and kick him. All right, so that leaves you 1 action, 1 AP.
I don't know this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to reload.
Okay. He hops up as if he is like a cat springing to its feet. And then he is going to spend 1 action to just attack Abner, because Abner is the one who's engaged. Actually, you're both engaged.
Well, I'm without a weapon, so...
Yeah, so that's probably... Yep. So then, this is going to be his claws. I have a 60... No, I have a 55 because of his peril. So 55% chance of...
Old school fisticuffs, come on.
Oh, misses you. These claws seem longer and more dangerous than those... what do you call it? Than what those that knife was. That is it for him. Abner, you're up next. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to attempt to scurry back from him a little bit just to get out of reach of those claws as an action.
So to withdraw, that is like to not take an opportunity. It's called a. It's not called an opportunity attack. It's called a counterattack in this. Counterattack costs 0, but you can take 2 AP to maneuver, which you move 3 yards back, and you're out of engagement without taking an attack.
That's what I want to do.
Okay, so you maneuver back, and then you have 1 more AP.
I'm going to try to bludgeon him with the elements.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Again.
And are you pushing your? I'm going to look up what the thing is actually called, because there is some pretty cool nomenclature in here.
I will push it up 1 level.
Okay, so this is called risking backlash.
Okay.
Okay, so how much are you?
2.
By 2. Okay, so that's a success. Add 2 conflict.
Got it.
And then roll 2 chaos dice, please. Nice. All right, and which condition?
Let's pull this thing up real
Sure.
quick again. Magic. Boom. Let's see. I'm going to do the water one. I'm going to try to disorient him.
Nice. Okay.
Because I want to make sure that those explosive rounds from the gun are hard to resist.
Yeah, I can generally only spend 1. So, and also, I mean, that means I would have to save actions if I want to do reactions, because I can't just spend a coin and take the action.
Yes.
So he's being buffeted by water. And then that's it for you. Maurice, what are you doing?
I shall shoot him once again.
Okay. And I actually can't defend, because the reaction would take 1 more, and I have to use up all my actions.
You spend 2 coins, right?
No, but I can only spend 1 coin at a time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so he can't defend this.
He's not going to be able to defend it. The reaction would cost 2 AP. I can only generate 1 from the coin, so as long as you hit here...
Yeah, I should do... I shall aim then.
Okay. 1 action to aim, 2 action to aim.
No, I'm going to try and put him down, so I'm going to do plus 20%.
Plus 20%, okay. Here we go.
Crank it up.
Boomstick.
Nice! So that is... do you want to spend a coin and add plus 6?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that is a 14. That is enough to knock him down to... What does it look like as this horrific creature's head blows off? Why do I do this? I ask you how to do it, and then I tell you what's happening. It's a terrible habit. I got to get out of that. How does this thing die?
Well, it looks like his head... No, I mean, he's just going to be like he is there. He's just giving it all. He's shouting and screaming, and then he just takes a shot straight through the middle of his mouth.
Drops down,
splattered across the wall. Yeah.
Silent.
Over here, imagining like the water droplets from the snow are whipping into the building, and he's trying to batten them away, and he's like, ah.
Amazing. All right, so he drops down.
Oh god, that was a ghoul, wasn't it?
That was a ghoul, yes. And with the last gasp, there's this shuddering, and this black mist seems to come out of its mouth, and then his body shudders, and his face and body return back to the form of Livingston Hobb, the human.
What
and you
face?
can see there is a look of serenity on his face. He's grateful for the release that you have offered him. Abner, you can give us... actually, you guys can both give us a folklore... I think it's folklore. Let's see here.
Yes.
Yeah, a folklore check. Nice. Okay, so Maurice, you're actually the one who you got a 3 and you got 4. So Maurice, you can tell this is, maybe obvious from the description here too, but this clearly there was some dark spirit that entered this man and transformed him into this.
Like recently, or?
Not sure. With seemingly faster than you can see as well, his body then becomes desiccated, drying up before your eyes until there's little left other than clothes, skin, and bone.
I'm going to assume not recently then.
No, it seems as if this was a debt that was owed from years before.
After, like, shudders and shakes. Disturbing.
Yeah.
God forbid.
What you find, guys, because we're in our last few minutes here, what you find is that in the basement are the 2 boys. They are a little rough for wear, but both are living. So you save both Clark and Jack. While seriously injured, and you'll have to transport him back to Trenton, Calvin will live once again as well. And
nice.
With Livingston Hobb dealt with, a semblance of calm returns to Trenton. For the remainder of your time there, your room and board are free and your cups are never empty. The carnage you witnessed at the house weighs on your mind, but so does the ever-growing cry for rebellion coming from Boston. A few days after the ordeal, you were delivered a message sealed with red wax. The messenger who delivers it says that Henry Jones sends his regards. Inside the letter speaks of another job in Boston. While there, you are to head to the Sign of the Maiden Tavern and ask for Philip the Short. Saying your goodbyes to Trenton, you do not find that red-haired spy. But you will be heading back. And John, for your edification, our last session we played with this, the start of the thing, was them arriving at the Sign of the Maiden Tavern in Boston looking for Philip the Short at the request of Henry Jones.
Nice.
So...
Well, should we roll for the flaw stuff that I might pick up?
Yes, roll for your... So each of you click on your... If you've got your conflict stuff listed properly there, just click on conflict.
Conflict. I don't.
Conflict is right next to the dice, at the top there.
There it is.
Yep.
Got it.
Ooh, Abner. So 1 tick towards flaw.
Okay.
And Maurice?
I haven't got any conflict.
Don't you have 1?
I think he did 1.
Did I?
Let me see here. Maybe I don't know if you always start each game with 1, but let's see here. I think.
I had 0, but maybe I should have been on 1.
Let me see. Let me double check here. I'll see. So if you don't threaten, then what that means, you'd be 1 point towards getting another point of determination. Okay, conflict tracker. Yeah, I don't think you got any.
Cool.
Oh, you hold on. Depending on the severity situation, your character will gain anywhere between 1 and 10. I think you would have a 1. So roll as if it's 1. I think you always... There you go. No problem. So add 1 towards your...
Belief is opposite of flaw.
Belief. Thank you. Yeah. There we go. So then, guys, that brings us with you guys having successfully... and you can reduce... your injury will heal over time, Abner. because I mean it's been staunched anyway, but you will have a scar on your ass to always remember for that.
I've got scraped buttocks listed.
Yeah, and you can reduce your damage and your peril thresholds back up to full. So guys, and then what you would gain as far as it costs you at this tier 100 reward points to purchase any of your advances. So and those would be from your career. You would be able to dictate those. And just to give you a sense of how much you gain from it, this adventure, you would gain 50 for defeating Livingston Hobb. And, oh, hold on. I think... so you do find the body of Miriam in here as well.
Oh.
Yeah. And inside, tucked inside her coat, is an envelope with a broken black wax seal. Inside there are remains of a message that's been torn with the only word Winchester and a symbol beside it. Abner, give us a hard education test.
Education. There it is, and go hard.
And you said there is a mass grave underneath here that...
No.
You want to spend a coin?
Yeah, why
It's
not?
not a crit fail. Yeah, you got
against
nothing to lose. Coins always refresh at the start of every session.
Oh, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, in Blackbirds, that's what's called a sublime failure. There's
So I get
sublime
that
success,
information?
sublime failures. No such thing in this. It's not. So you're not any worse off. But yeah, so maybe that's something that Abner would follow up on for what that symbol is, because you don't know what it is. But yeah, so you would gain 100 for finding Miriam's body. You would gain 50 for defeating Livingston Hobbs, and 50 for getting the kids back. So that's 200 reward points that you would gain. So you basically get to pick 2 advancements at this tier for your character. So, yeah. So then, what do you? I guess before we do our outro, what did you guys think? This was a very impromptu pickup, thing. What did you guys think of Flynn? It's the second time for you, Darren.
Yeah, took me a minute to get the hang of it, but I kind of like it.
Hmm. And
Got a bit
Darren?
of what I like about Call of Cthulhu, and then the D100s are always a nice system.
Yeah. And you've got more. There's more more mechanically to your character in this than there is in Call of Cthulhu as well. Unless Pulp Cthulhu gives you some extra options, but the idea of having your talents that give you special abilities, and then certainly your magic as well. You can get magic in Call of Cthulhu as well, but it's generally not quite as fantasy flavored as what this is.
Yeah.
What about you, Darren? What you think? Second time around.
Yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah, I learned from the first one, so obviously I knew it a little bit better. A big baddie, which is what I would class him as.
Yep.
They're pretty tough. They can be, if you can't keep the coins away from them, and we can't sort of combine and slow them down and get those conditions on them and magic and whatever, you need to really work together to disable them a bit.
Keep in mind too, this is designed for 4 characters.
Yeah.
So you guys were at half strength facing him during that.
Yeah, I didn't take part.
Even so, they are super challenging if you can't sort of reduce down them in some way. So
locking down his reactions was clipped.
Yeah, you need to work on it, didn't you?
Well, and you guys made really good use of those optional abilities to start inflicting some of that stuff to make it more costly for him to attack, more costly for him to react, and then getting that some peril on him as well. That certainly reduced his chance of success by 10%. If you'd inflicted another one, it would have reduced it by 20.
Yeah.
I like how
the crits always get through, which is nice, obviously.
Yeah. So that's cool. Well, so thumbs up for this one then.
Yeah, it's good.
Excellent. Great. Well, yeah, and I enjoyed it. I mean, the adventure is this is the quick start for those listening. There are some pre-generated characters that are in there. These aren't some of the pre-gens, but there are very similar or some similar characters. I created these ones specifically for our other game, but yeah, that's cool. And I like that you're getting. After one session, you'd have some advancements you could start picking too. That's pretty cool to be able to pick new talents, and new spells cost 100 as long as you have access to the tomes that have them, like magic tomes. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, I do have a spellbook on me.
Are these guys sort of straight out of the book, first level?
Yeah, these are starting characters. So you got nowhere to go but up from here, and then there's
for starting
3 tiers.
Yeah, they're pretty well robust for starting characters.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I was asking. I didn't know if there'd been
I like that. No, I didn't give you guys anything beyond what you get as starting characters. So you've got you still got lots of other, lots of ways that your character will develop out. You can't have more than one skill level at the different tiers, and I believe basically what you would need to pick to go up to the next tier. And then what you do is you either choose a new profession or you carry on in this one. And let's see here. You need to pick the 3 talents. You need to purchase the 3 talents and the attributes. So what you could do is increase your bonuses. So for instance, Abner still would have access to, I think the talent you've got is called Occult. Is that right?
Sagecy.
Oh, it's, okay. I think that's pronounced sagacity.
Oh.
Sagacity added +6 to your intelligence.
Gotcha.
So
when you never hear a word sounded out loud, you make up your
absolutely own. Absolutely no. And I mean the effort at it, I would always prefer. So Occult, when you use record this talent by the skill ranks Occult. Whenever you use a skill that could be paired with Occult, ignore any penalties your character is suffering due to peril condition. You also gain plus 10% to use the skill when paired. So that's pretty awesome.
I think I might go for that then.
And then Brains over Brawn would give you... you can use willpower bonus in place of brawn bonus when calculating your damage threshold. I don't think that necessarily matters yet, but the bonuses... Cool. Yeah, the bonuses you can pick, you can get 2 bonuses to willpower, 2 bonuses to perception, 2 bonuses to intelligence, and 1 to combat. Each of those would cost 1. So that's where you by raising your bonus, that might bump stuff up. And for the tracker, you gain, let's see here. Town Crier Tracker. I think you've got nimble fingers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so the other ones are... Ironclad, foes must roll 2 6s in order to injure you, and you no longer suffer moderate injuries. So that means they would need to get a minimum of 2 dice. You're basically very unlikely to suffer any injuries until you're actually slain. Or Astronomy, which grants you... Same thing, record by your skill ranks, Astronomy. Whenever you use a skill that could be paired with Astronomy, ignore any penalties you're suffering from peril condition, and you gain plus 10% with the skill when paired. So you're drawing on your knowledge of the heavens. And then your bonuses are, you can get up to 2 to perception, 1 to intelligence, 1 to finesse, 1 to combat, 1 to brawn, 1 to agility. And it just increases your flat bonus. The reason that's useful is because combat bonus is used for damage, for calculating the damage bonus for a lot of things. Agility bonus for anything that's got finesse, you're using agility as opposed to combat with it. Brawn bonus is what's used, I believe, to calculate your damage threshold. So that's a way of buffing that up. So, yeah. So you guys would have, what did I say, 200, 250? 200 from it, yeah. And then if we do the recap at the start, that's an extra 50 as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so cool. So anyway, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this impromptu session of Flames of Freedom. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time, back in the Icewind Dale once again, once everyone's hale and hearty and not distracted by guests in their home. Until then, we hope, let's hear, first off, there is a link. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we played, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and we have channels there dedicated to most of the games we run on the channel, as well as all of our campaigns, and there is a link... and all of us are active over there. In addition to all those channels, there's great channels like Finding a Group and like Convention Chat and DM Advice and stuff. It's a great community that's grown up over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That's the charity fundraising campaign we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really terrific organization, active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children. And all donations that go through that link go directly to assist the kids who benefit from their services. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out SOS Children's Villages International with their activities. And as a small way of saying thank you, in December we'll be having our next charity raffle draw. And if you've donated $25 Canadian or more, every $25 Canadian that you donate will give you one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in the next raffle. All the prizes awarded in the last raffle were listed on the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server. And there's also, at the end of the month, we'll be playing our next charity session. And if you've donated since June 15, 2022, head on over to the Charity Initiatives channel of the Dungeon Musings Discord server and cast your vote for the first element of our session. We will be playing a channel favorite. It's Modifius Entertainment's Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed Of. And we have, right now, the voting is on whether it will be the Barbarian, the Mercenary, the Pirate, or the Thief themed. And then on Sunday, we'll have the next round of voting to help shape what that session is. And then at the end of the month, on November, I believe, 26th, we will be playing the actual session. And it's going to be a doozy. We got a ton of great players joining us for this, so should be a lot of fun. Speaking of great players, the last thing I will say is a huge thank you to both of our players jumping into a game literally at the last minute for it. But I mean, we always, Dave, I hope you're feeling better as well. And we always welcome these opportunities to dive into it, try something new or try something different. So Darren and John, thanks for being such great sports, for jumping in and proving to be such able revolutionaries.
Yeah. Definitely had fun.
This time I didn't make you beat up other British people, Darren, so there's an upside there.
Or other Americans. You're just a ghoul.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this was an American ghoul, so... so for those listening at home, we will be back in the Icewind Dale, as I said, in 2 weeks' time, and we'll probably be back playing some more Flames of Freedom. And if you like the Powered by Zweihander games, we have some fun news coming about the Blackbirds game, another Powered by Zweihander game that I have come to really love, and we had a lot of fun with the first time we played. So we'll share more news about that soon. Huge. Until then, though, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our revolutionaries in colonial America are uncovering, the dark and disturbing secrets in rural 17th century New Jersey. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.